what's up, TerraCore team? My name is Stephanie. I'm going to take you through a 40-minute foundational core workout today. All you're going to need is your TerraCore. If you want a mat or a pad, we're going to lay down on the ground just for a couple things and then for our end stretch. So we're just going to we're going to start out with a little bit of a warm-up, working out that body, filling that body, just getting that blood flow. And then we're going to move right into the movements. So everything is going to be 30 seconds of rest, and then we're going to have 30 seconds of work and then 15 seconds of rest. So warm-up will be 2 times through each of these moves. We just have 3 different moves on that. And then all of the other rounds are going to be 3 moves, 3 times through, 30 seconds of work with that 15 seconds to rest in between. We catch all that. It's a lot of jargon, I know. You'll just follow me. I won't lead you astray, I promise. I'll be here for you. I am going to use my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and start that. We're going to move first into our warm-up. We're just going to do just high knees, slow high knees at your speed, using that core, warming up that core to start bringing those knees into it. Next up, we're just going to do just a quick jog in place, just right here, again, at your speed, at your level. Bring it to your level. Make it work for you. Next, we're going to lay on our back, just on the ground. Let me move that forward just a little bit. Let me just showing you these things first. On the ground, and we're just going to bring our knees up here and here, and we're going to focus on just warming up that core, warming up those lower abs. If you want to rest your head down onto the ground, you can go ahead and do that. Real quick, just going over the moves. I know you'll probably forget it, but if you see it first, it'll make more sense when we're doing it in the workout. So we're first just going to be sitting on the TerraCore. And you're just going to sit here, and we're going to work on this, lifting your knees and tapping those heels to the floor. Just one at a time, really squeezing through that core. Next up, we're going to be kneeling on the ground, and our hands are going to be on the TerraCore. We're going to extend one arm at a time, working on a rotation. Next, on standing front lunge, your foot is going to be on that TerraCore. If you guys need a little bit of balance help, you can always have a chair next to you to help you with that balance, with that control. But we're just going to lunge, and then if you can, twisting over that front knee. If you need to just take out that twist, just sit with the lunge and focus on bringing that core in, or you can stay standing and just twist here without bringing it up every time and twisting into it. So we're going to do 10 times on that side, or 30 seconds, I guess halfway through. So we're going to go 15 seconds on this side and then 15 on this side, so it evens it out. So that will be our round number 1. Round number 2, we're going to be sitting and we're going to pulse. So it's just to sit up, move that mic out of the way. If you want to sit all the way back, you can do it right here, and we're just going to try and pulse. 1, 2, 3, lay it back. 1, 2, 3, lay it back. So just come up as far as you're comfortable with, as far as you can go. Next, staying down there, we're going to move down just a little bit, and we're going to do a little bit of a glute bridge, because our core is our full body there. So you're going to bring it up, and we're going to try either to stay here, or if you can, extending those arms out a little bit and just marching. If that's not too much, if you want a little bit more, you can always bring it a little bit faster. But we're going to focus on squeezing that back, bracing that core to support that back. If that's too much, you can walk it farther back and just barely bring those hips up off the ground to right here. So there's always a level to make it your own move, always a way to make it work for you. And then our final one, you're going to be doing a plank. Rotate this to the side a little bit. So a plank, we love planks, you guys. So many benefits with planks. Your hands are going to be on the TerraCore, on the top, on that air surface. You're going to be on your knees. And then we're going to work on extending one leg and the other leg. One leg and the other leg. That will be round number 2. And then our final round is round number 3. We're going to start it out with easy jumping jacks. That's what we're going to do. If that's too much again, you can always bring one side and the other side. Then we are going to flip our TerraCore onto the air surface, so that hard surface is up, those handles are up, and you're going to be kneeling on the ground. Again, if you want a pad for your knees, you can bring a pad for your knees, and we're just going to rock that TerraCore back and forth. So you're gonna kind of push and pull. Push down with one arm, pull with the other, push and pull right there. And then we're going to be kneeling just next to that TerraCore, sitting up tall while you're kneeling, and you're going to reach one arm and the other arm to the ground, working on your obliques, on those side muscles. And then we're gonna stretch all together. So those are those 3 rounds, 3 times through, 30 seconds of work. We're gonna start first with that warm up, and just listen to me. My voice will cue you with our timer. Let me start my timer here real quick. All right, so we're gonna start first with just those high knees, those easy high knees. Just bringing those knees up and in. Just start waking up that body. Start feeling those synapses connecting side to side. Bringing it up and in. Focus on that breath. And again, if you need a little extra help, you can always have a chair right there to hold on to. Just finding your level, using those abs to pull your knees up and in. Yeah. Yeah, we're breathing. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Now we have 15 seconds in between, or you can just move right into it. You're just gonna jog in place, again, at your level. So just right here, just jogging lightly, a nice easy jog, nothing too intense yet. We wanna get our bodies warm. We wanna get that blood flowing through our muscles, because warm bodies, they stretch. Cold bodies, they pull, and that's how we can have injuries and have issues with our bodies. So we always want to be nice and warm before we start any sort of a workout. So just that nice jog in place, staying on the balls of those feet. If this is too intense, go back to that, just that stepping, or the high knees, or just the low knees, just a kind of a step, march, jog. All right, now we're gonna move down to the ground. Let me move this to the side a little bit. We've got on our backs, and we are going to be bringing those knees up. So knees are bent, back is extended on the ground, and they're just bringing knees up one at a time, using the lower abdominal muscles. It's all one muscle, but we've got sections. So this is gonna focus on that lower section, and I want you thinking about pushing your spine to the ground as you do this. Just marching a little bit, bringing one knee up and the other knee. Just getting that core engaged, getting it activated. All right, team, bring it up. We're gonna do that one more time through, and then we're gonna get into our workout. So our bodies should be starting to get warm, starting to get ready for this workout, for this awesome day. So back to those high knees, just slow high knees. Your body should start to get a little bit warmer now. So maybe you have a little more range of motion. Maybe you can bring those knees up a little bit higher, or you can bring a little bit of speed into it. Make it your workout. Make it work for you and your level. Up and in. Yeah. And we're breathing. We always want to focus on breath while we're working out. And ideally try to breathe through your nose. Deep inhale, exhale through that mouth. All right, moving into that slow jog. Just getting that body warm. Finding that jog, that side to side. If you want a little bit more, you can really go into that jog a little bit faster, a little more momentum into it. Again, listening to your body. That is the name of the game. Listen to your body. Make it work for you. Just staying with that jog. If you want to bring it down, you can always just step it wherever you are in your level and your intensity. Listening to your body. 10 more seconds here. Are we breathing? Remember that breath. Staying with it. All right, team, onto your back. Bringing it down. We've got those knees, those bent knees, bringing them up and in, one at a time, and then we're gonna go into our workout. So one knee and the other, pulling that belly button to your spine and that spine to the ground. So act like you have a string that's connected to your belly button that is pulling down through your spine and down into the ground. So if I were to stick my hand under your back, I wouldn't have room for my hand between the floor and your back. I wouldn't be able to slide underneath there. That's called keeping that core activated. All right, team, that is it for our warm-up. We are gonna go into our move. We're gonna be starting that sitting on that TerraCore, back up, back extended, and those slow marches now. So on the TerraCore, it's gonna cause a little bit of instability. So listen to that body and be okay with that instability, because that is making more of that core activation, making that core work a little bit harder. Pulling those knees up as much as you can, as comfortable as you can, while keeping your spine elongated. If you start rounding because you're trying to get your knees up too high, don't do that. So if you need help with those hands, shoulders rolled up, back, and down. All right, team, switching it around. So we are kneeling on the ground. Again, if you need that pad, put it under your knees. Hands on that TerraCore. And we're going to be extending those arms, those hands to the ceiling. Let's go. Open it up and switch. Focusing on that rotation. Your obliques are doing the work here. This is forcing you to rotate as you use your obliques and try to open your chest to the side wall, looking up at your hand to the ceiling. Up and around. Good. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. All right, team, up on your feet. We've got that front lunge. Again, if you need a chair, hold on to that chair. Front foot on the top there. We're going to be doing those front lunges, bending over that front knee and twisting. So standing up tall, bring it down and twist. Slight rotation, feeling those obliques, doing that work, but that whole core is there. It's like a torso girdle there to support that movement. If that's getting too intense, you can just keep it standing and focusing on that twist all the way around, or leave it down and twist here. Oh yeah, good. All right, team, switching. We're gonna switch sides on that next lap. So it's only 15 seconds at a time for those. Next, so we're back to that sitting on that TerraCore, that chest tall, bringing those knees up and in. Ready? Let's go. March it. One knee and the other knee. Bringing it to up and in. Using that lower core, those lower abs, to bring those knees up as you can, as far as you can, comfortably, while keeping that spine neutral and elongated. Try to keep those shoulders out of those ears. We're not here, we're here. We're extended and we're open and we're breathing. All right, team, flipping it around. 15 seconds in between. We've got that kneeling and those rotation, those arm rotation opening up to the side. So here, shoulders on deck and pulling that belly button to the spine. Open up and rotate. Open up and reach. Just your level. Even if your level is here, that is fantastic. Just getting that body moving and focusing on that rotation, wherever it may be, whatever it may look like. It's just you versus you right now. Just listening to your body and doing what your body is capable of. Because our bodies are amazing. They can do amazing things. Good. Now we're going to be starting with that opposite leg. So whatever leg you had in front, you're going to switch sides. We're going to do that full 30 seconds here. And then the last one, we're going to switch half and half, 15 seconds through. So we've got that rotation. Let's go. Bend and rotate. Bend and rotate. Again, if you need that chair, you can use that chair to support you in this move wherever you may need it. Rotating, keeping that chest proud, that chin up, keeping those shoulders rolled out of those ears, and that back straight. Oh, looking so good. 5 seconds. And then we go to our final round. All right, team, on to the TerraCore. We've got one more round of each of these moves, and then we move on to that next set of workouts. Let's set it up. Final one here. Let's go. So this is your third time through. Your body may be getting used to this movement a little bit more, so maybe try to bring in more range of motion. If you can bring those knees up a little bit higher, maybe lean back a little bit more, hitting your level of intensity, and breathe. Exhale every time you bring that knee up and in for just a little bit more contraction of those core, of those that abs, that core. There we go. All right, team. On our knees, those opening to the side, working those obliques, raising those arms, those eyes to the ceiling. Let's hit it. Open it up and reach. Open and reach. Again, maybe now that your body is a little bit warmer, you will be able to rotate a little bit deeper, looking closer up to the ceiling, opening that chest a little more to the wall, all the way up, keeping that belly button pulled to the spine. Beautiful. Almost there. And reach. All right. This is our final. We're going to split this one half and half. So we'll start with that first leg that we had on there. 15 seconds on this side, 15 seconds on the other. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Rotate and twist over that front knee. And twist. Good. Keeping that chest tall, those shoulders rolled back, and keep that rotation up. Filling those obliques, doing that work. All right, let's switch sides. Other leg, rotating. Yeah. Beautiful work, team. Stay with it. Almost there. Almost done with round number 1. Group number 1. All right, moving on to our next round. So we are going to be sitting, and we're going to do 3 pulses. That was 3 pulse sit up. So starting on our backs, you're here. 1, 2, 3. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Extend it back. 1, 2, 3. If this is too intense, sit a little bit farther up and don't lean back as far. So just go 1, 2, 3. Sit it up. 1, 2, 3. Staying in your range. Good. 1, 2, 3. Sit it back. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Almost there. 3. Good. All right. We're going right into that bridge. So wherever you want to be, if you can be here, if that's too much, you can drop your hips further to the ground and bring it here, just wherever it works for you. Listening to that body again, that lift. And then we're going to march if you can, or if you want to stay here, if you want a little bit more intensity, bringing one knee up at a time. Marching gently. Again, finding where you want to be. If you want to be closer up and a little less weight, a little less booty on the ground, go for that right there. Almost there. Breathing. And we're working. Exhale as you pull that knee in. All right, team. Flipping it around. We've got that plank on your knees, hands on the top of that pterocore, and we're just going to do that knee lift, alternating knee lift. Right here, shoulders are going to be over those wrists as much as you can, and then lift one knee at a time. Bringing it up and in. Right there. Yeah. Good, team. We're keeping that body moving. We're keeping that breath flowing. We're killing it. Staying with it. Staying with that work, whatever it looks like. And be proud that you guys are here, that you're putting in the work, you're putting in the time, you are making a priority for yourself. All right, back to those sit-ups. Either sitting low so the arch of the back is rounded over that bubble, that air surface, or up a little bit higher, and just right here, and just a slight lean back. Let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sit it up, or vice versa. So you're here 1, 2, 3. Lay it back. 1, 2, 3. Lots of options. Always options to make it work for you. And back. Yeah. Breathing. We're moving. Staying with it. Oh, all right, team. To that bridge. So either booty down a little bit farther and you're here, or walk it up a little bit more on top of that pterocore and you're here. Focus is on those glutes and those hamstrings, and then using that core to pull your knee up and in, keeping it slow, or if you want to bring a little bit more speed, you're always welcome to do that. Listening to that body. If you want to extend arms or support that head and that neck, do what you need to do. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's what it's all about, you guys. Just listening to your body, finding your level. All right, bring it down to that plank and those knee lifts. All right, hands on that air surface, shoulders in line with those wrists, and we bring it back right here, lifting it one knee at a time. If this is too intense or not intense enough, if this is too intense, bring those knees in closer to that pterocore. If you want a little bit more intensity, walk those knees a little farther away. And that will cause that core to activate even a little bit more. That's it, team. Yeah. Breathing? Are you breathing? Reminding myself as much as you. All right, one more round through this, and then we move to our final group of workouts, of exercises. Bring it to the side. We've got those pulsing sit-ups. Pulsing sit-ups. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, extend. 1, 2, 3, extend. Think about exhaling every time you're crunching to make those abdominals do that work, that contracting and exhaling. Yeah, almost there, team. Come on, come on. 5 seconds. Oh, we love it. 2, 3. All right. To that bridge, finding your level. A little bit more intense if you drop that booty to the ground. A little less intense if you bring it up a little bit higher. You can use your elbows back on that ground wherever you want to be. Right here, bringing that knee up and in. That slow march, or you can bring in a little bit more speed. Or bring it down a little bit further. That upper back more on it rather than the rounded back. That mid back. Come on. Come on. This is it. Finish this one, then you're done with it. Up and in. Oh, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Flipping it over. We've got those planks, and then we're moving on. That plank hold. Find your level, but I still want you trying focusing on keeping those shoulders over those wrists and that back flat. So do not round and do not arch. Keeping that spine neutral, keeping your chin up. If you tuck your chin, we tend to round our spine. We don't want that. So looking slightly in front of that pterocore helps keep that neck and that vertebrae in alignment. Just straightening one knee at a time. One knee at a time. Proud of you, team. Stay with it. 3 seconds here. Yes. Okay, we are moving on. Next group of movements. We have those jumping jacks and then those kneeling. We're gonna flip over that pterocore and rock it side to side. And then those kneeling reaches. Starting first with those jumping jacks. Let's go. 1. Just keeping that body upright. Again, if this is too much, step, step, step. Always a level, always a way to make it work for you. Right there, good. As you're reaching, I want you thinking about your core, bringing those arms and those legs back in together. Supporting that spine. All right, team. Now we're back onto the ground. We're flipping that pterocore over, and we're gonna grab a hold of those handles. So right here and right here, kneeling, the closer you are to the pterocore, the less intense it will be. So finding your level of intensity, if you want to step it back and pull a little bit harder, that will make it more intense. If you want to walk it in and just do slight push and pull using your core to rock that pterocore side to side. Yes. So many options. So much goodness. Right there, staying with it. Holding those power grips. Side to side. Feeling that core do the work. All right. Kneeling next to the TerraCore. We've got those side reaches, so I want you extending your fingertips as far as you can down to the ground. And we're just going to alternate sides, or if you want to stay on one side and really overload those obliques, go for that. We're gonna alternate here, reaching that side down to the ground, making sure you're not just bending at the waist, right? Your waist stays straight. The work is in the obliques, reaching towards the floor as long as you can, but keeping that chest up and not bending through that waist. That's it, team. That's it, 5 seconds. Reaching it down. And we're done. Bringing it up. We've got those jumping jacks. Setting it up. Ready? Ready? Finding your level. Let's go in 5, 4. It's got lots of rest time here. 2 and 1. Hit those jumping jacks. Again, your core is still engaged when you're doing this because you don't want your spine to compress, and you do that by using that core to help your spine, to support that spine, to support that structure. Right here. Oh yeah, 10 seconds. That blood pumping, feeling that love. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. All right, on the ground. For those kneeling rocks, that side to side. We're breathing, and we're gonna rock it out. Yeah, we like to rock it out, side to side, wherever you need to be with those knees, however close you want to be. Turn it just a little bit so you can see as I push one side, pull with the other, using that core to do that work. It's not just in your arms, so most of it is still in that core. As you push and pull, side to side, we rock the boat. Yeah, yeah, 5 seconds. Putting up with me. Put up with me. All right, putting it to the side. We've got those kneeling stretches. If this is too much, you can always stand and do it as well. It's just a little, just staying with the kneeling because we're already kneeling, and then we can bring it up. For those final jumping jacks, reach into the ground and down and down. Stretch it down. Oh yeah, all the way. Good, team. How are those obliques feeling? How is that core feeling? It's okay to feel a little fatigue. It's okay to feel that out of that comfort zone. That's how we grow. That's how we get stronger. That's what we're going for. All right. We got one more round. Those jumping jacks. I wanted to stop on me. Come on. Let's set it back up. One more round. Jumping jacks. Those kneeling pushes, and then our final reaches, and then we're done. Then we're gonna do a quick little cool down session, a quick stretch session. Bringing it, jumping it up and in. Again, find your level. If it's right here, that's fantastic. Do what you need to do, bringing it up and in, or even slowing it down and being right here. Right here is awesome. Come on, 3, 2, and 1. All right, last time with that TerraCore, that push and pull motion. Breathing. Hold on to those handles and let's get it. Going for a little more range of motion if you can. Feeling your core. Have to do that work to support your arms, to support your back. If this bugs your back in any way, find a lesser intensity. But it's okay to feel sensation, like I said. If it's pain, that's your body saying, hey, that's too much. If it's intensity, that's your body saying, this is something I haven't done. And I kind of like it, but I'm trying to get used to it. All right, final move. We've got those reaches for the ground. Sitting, kneeling, standing. Probably not sitting, you can't reach as far, but kneeling or standing, reaching those fingertips as far to the ground as you can. Let's finish this workout, team. Finish it together, TerraCore Tribe. We got this. Reaching to the ground, feeling those obliques, doing that work. Oh, and we love it. We love our bodies moving. That's what we have them for, to help us move, to help us do that functional movement. And this is what allows us to do it. Working them out, letting them go for that full range of motion. We've got 3 seconds left. 2 and 1. All right, team, that is it. Let me stop my timer here. And we're gonna stretch. Let me flip this. We're gonna bring it down to the ground. I'm just gonna grab this mat real quick here, because we are going to lay on the ground. Open up the mat. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're going to stretch through our core, through our obliques. So we're going to lay onto your back. Move that mic. And I want you to bring your arms out to a T. You're gonna bring your knees into your chest, and we're going to drop it to one side or the other. So right now I'm gonna drop to the right side. These are to the right side, and we're gonna look to the left. So this is gonna open up through that side oblique, but it's also super healthy for your spine, for your vertebrae to twist and to release all of that compression that gets built up in there as we twist and rotate. This should feel really good on that spine. If this is too much, you could not drop your knees quite as far. Or if you need more, you can cross your bottom knee over the other. Or one more move is that top knee, you can straighten it and hold on to it and twist even deeper. But just focusing on breathing and stretching and lengthening. Beautiful. All right, bring knees up, back into that chest, and over to the other side. So to the left now, and we're going to look to the right. Look at that right hand on the ground, and feeling that spine release, feeling that spine relax, and finding your level. Again, if you can bring the other foot up on top, that bottom leg, for a little bit deeper, or straighten out that top leg, hold on to your foot, and stretch it all the way over. That'll stretch a little bit deeper into the glutes, the hamstrings, the obliques, and that good side body stretch. Breathe, letting that heart rate come down. Let's bring those knees back up and in. We're gonna stay on your backs, and we're just going to extend your legs out and your arms up ahead. So like you just woke up in the morning and you're doing a nice good morning stretch. So pulling your toes in one direction, pulling your fingertips in the other direction, and feeling that core elongate and lengthen. If you want to hold on to your hands, you can hold on to your hands and reach a little bit farther. One other option to hit to the side, you're going to grab your left hand. Your left hand is going to grab your right wrist. You're going to stretch up first and your right toes away, and then gently pull to the left side. Did you catch all that? So left hand grabbing right wrist and pulling gently to the left. So stretching that side body and then pulling your right toes the opposite direction. That should feel really nice on those obliques. Release. Let's get that other side. So right hand grabs left wrist, stretch it up first, and then over to the side. Always extending before we bend or twist or do anything. We always want to extend the spine first so we don't wrench it kind of out of place. Team, let's focus on that breath just for 1 second. I want you to bring it back to neutral, kind of to a Shavasana for anyone who has done yoga. So you're just on your back, your palms are facing up to the ceiling, and breathe in through that nose, allowing those eyes to close. Exhale through that mouth. Just focusing on that breath just for a minute. And exhale it out. One more time in through that nose. And exhale it out. You are more than welcome to stay there as long as you need, as long as that body needs. Stretch whatever else you need. You did fantastic. I'm so proud of you. Good work, TerraCore Tribe. Again, my name is Stephanie. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for putting in the work and putting yourself first. You did awesome.